Hey everybody, it's Julie Nansen-Ashton here, Executive Director for the FASD Society in Central Alberta. And we are here with Tammy, our Community Prevention Coordinator. And as you may know, we have been interviewing all of our staff so that you can get to know us a little bit better and get to know what we do, a little bit about our role, and hopefully make you feel a little more comfortable about contacting us. So we have a series of questions that we're asking. We want to say welcome, Tammy.
Hi, everybody.
I think we all know Tammy, as she's been doing most of the interviews. So she'll be your familiar face. So I'm going to start with the first question, Tammy. Please provide a quick description of your role with the network.
So I am the Community Prevention Coordinator, and my role is to provide FASD awareness, education, training, and information to the central region, as well as to promote the things that are going on in our network. So that way we are kind of out there and continuing to let people know about the good work that we're doing.
Excellent, and you do a very, very good job of that. I'm very pleased. What do you like best about your role with the network, or what makes your role meaningful to you?
So I love working with people. I like to think I'm a people person. So my favorite part about the job and what makes it most meaningful to me is actually doing the workshops, like facilitating the workshops, connecting with people, teaching them and educating them about fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. Because I think it's important work, it's purposeful, and there is so much information out there to tell people about it so they have a better understanding of this disability and how it impacts people and their carers.
Very good. And what are some ways that you support clients and carers?
So with my role in community prevention, you might see me in the different communities, and you might see me facilitating workshops. You might see me at events with our display tables, providing information and resources to people face-to-face, which is really hard right now. Or you might also see me providing resources online in one-to-one conversations. A lesser known part of my role is providing follow-up supports after clients and their supports have gone through the assessment and diagnosis process. So I follow up with them to see what's going on for them, that they actually understand their diagnosis and how to access supports and services following up. So I do a lot of connecting in that way.
And that's so important for our clients so that they do understand their diagnosis and how we can help and how we can improve or add value to their already very valuable life. So what is the most challenging part of your role?
Right now, well, there's always challenges to my role in terms of constantly developing those connections. Different networks, and there's 12 networks across the province that support for FASD. And I know that each network struggles with this in different ways, shapes, and forms. And it's the fact that we're constantly trying to collaborate and build those connections with different agencies, community stakeholders, community members, so that we can continue to promote and build that awareness of FASD. So it can be really challenging to develop those partnerships as well as to keep those connections ongoing, because I don't think people realize how much the FASD, I want to say system, of education, the research is constantly evolving, it's constantly growing, stats and facts are constantly being updated, and I think some people assume that once you've done FASD training, you're good. I even thought that personally when I first started 10 years ago, and it's crazy how much I have learned since I've taken on this role about what I don't know about FASD and how much more there is to know, and how much important it is to keep learning about it. So I think it's challenging in that way to keep building on that information, letting people know that, you know, we always need to educate ourselves about it so we know how to better support.
And what would you say would be the most rewarding part of your role?
People. I love connecting with people. I love when I do the trainings and I get those, I can see on people's faces when they have their own aha moments about FASD. For example, when I was doing one of the trainings, somebody told me at the end of it, they're like, I had no idea that less than 10% of people with FASD actually have the facial characteristics of it. And they're like, that was so neat to learn just how much of an invisible disability it is. So when people come to me and they tell me about what they've learned, how they're learning to better support, how it is impacting them, I really love that, because I find the best learning we do is when it's meaningful to us.
And you know, I think that's such an important point to make, Tammy, about FASD being the invisible disability, and having people really not understand until they have actually experienced some education and training and ongoing education and training, so that they can understand what kind of challenges our clients are living with, having an invisible disability, but also what kind of capabilities they do have, and to not to take that lightly. And I think that what you do in your role with the education and training is really key to our community and to our province and our world understanding this disability. It's lifelong. So something kind of fun about our staff, we're doing this Tell a Fun Fact. So please tell us one fun thing about yourself.
So for me, it's not so much one thing as the fact that I'm into a lot of things. I'm a pretty eclectic person. I like to say that it's part of my Gemini nature, but I have a lot of hobbies and not a single one of them is done. So I'm constantly doing different crafty or creative projects and just trying new things because I love exploring new things and trying on new things.
And we love hearing about all those things that you do. I'm always surprised at one or more of your hobbies that you do have, and I think it's fun because it makes me think maybe I should take up that hobby. So we have to have some good self-care. Hobbies are a big part of that. So great. So last question, one that I think most people have on their mind in general, is what is the most difficult thing you have found, or the toughest part about the COVID-19 pandemic?
So for me, definitely, because I like people and I like those face-to-face connections, and it is a big part of a lot of our roles with the network, is not being able to connect with people face-to-face, not being able to do the trainings and the workshops and the events that I normally do. We've had to cancel or postpone a lot of plans in the past couple of months, so that's been really hard. So I've really been trying to look at the brighter side of things, get creative, and adapt to this by coming up with different ways to meet people's needs virtually. So for example, we're going to be doing FASD 101 as an online training format here in the next few weeks. I believe we have it scheduled for May 27th, and we'll start registrations right away. So just finding new ways to still make those connections, to still let people know who we are, which is why one of the reasons why we're doing these videos, and just let people know that we're still here for them. We'll find a way to meet their needs.
And I really appreciate your being so creative with how we can be out there virtually. That's not my forte, and that's why you're one of the staff that I depend on very much in terms of how do we meet our clients' needs in difficult times. And I'm sure this won't be the only difficult time that we'll have trying to meet client needs. And one last thing, would like to say a little shout out about your role, Tammy, and the passion and creativity you put into your role. It means a lot to our clients, and it certainly means a lot to our staff, and it means a lot to me. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking the time to do the interview. Can you just do the little last spiel where you explain how this is going to get wrapped up and put onto the YouTube, et cetera, because I'm not good at that.
Sure. So with our videos and our conversations that we've been having staff these past couple of weeks, what we're going to do is we're posting them on our YouTube channel. We are linking them to our blog on centralfasd.org, and we'll also be sharing them on Facebook. So you can find us on any of those three formats. And if you have any questions, you can always call our network for more information, 403-342-7499, extension 1.
Excellent.